Listen to the Bone In Podcast. We'd like to remind you that the Bone In Podcast is a comedy podcast. And despite any insistence from anybody on this podcast, we are not experts of any kind, including scientists or doctors. All the research was performed by a bunch of idiots who apparently have way too much free time on their hands. All the information contained within is for entertainment purposes only. Our language will be lewd, obscene, crass, and generally offensive. So if that's not your particular cup of tea, this podcast might not be for you. Or if it is, but the kids are still up, maybe come back later. But if you're still here, enjoy the show. As Americans, it's hard for us to imagine that there's anyone outside these blessed borders of freedom capable of downing as much food as we do. But just occasionally, an unlikely contender stumbles up from the underworld to show the true meaning of overeating. In our first deep dive into maniacal masticators, we examine the Australian phenom James Webb, a man who managed to stack up an impressive list of accomplishments in a short amount of time, whether it's breaking a world record or discovering new galaxies. James Webb makes it look easy. What's up, guys?
You look easy.
But
rather be a maniacal masticator or a maniacal masturbator?
I can do both. Thank you.
At once?
I don't know.
That would be challenging.
That would be challenging. I don't want to talk about it.
You just want to talk about James Webb instead?
Yeah, let's just move on to the telescope guy.
Yeah.
So he was born in Sydney, Australia. Technically,
Who is James Webb?
Balcombe Hills.
I think we're going to talk about that,
Oh.
actually.
You just started going on about facts, and I'm like, why are we talking about James Webb?
Well, he's a competitive eater, and we've covered him pretty extensively
Oh, yeah.
up till now on the podcast. But I don't know. Melinda, why don't you tell everybody who James Webb is?
My competitor. What did we say? What was the guy in Rocky?
Apollo Creed.
Yeah, he's my Apollo Creed. Yes?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Are you the good guy?
Apollo Creed, nobody's good or bad, right? You're
Well,
going to sit there and look at me and tell me that Apollo Creed is a bad guy?
He's the antagonist.
It doesn't mean he's curb stomping people.
Well, you don't have to do that to be an antagonist.
But he's not. That's what you would do if you're a bad guy.
In the story, he was the antagonist.
I don't think that James Webb is a bad guy, right?
I don't think he is either. I think if anybody's a bad guy, it's you.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks.
She's the Apollo Creed?
Yeah. I think James,
I'm just trying to bring down Rocky. I wouldn't have a chance, though.
I think
that's the thing.
James Webb is the good guy.
Okay. So we need to start a podcast with James Webb.
Yeah, we should get him.
Man.
We should,
and then
we should get a new Melinda named James Webb, who's a telescope and a competitive eater.
Mm-hmm.
And a comedian, because I'm a comedian.
Aren't-
I'm just kidding. I'm not a comedian.
Oh. Is this like you're a scientist?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a scientist and a comedian.
You just say things.
Yep, I do.
America's great.
God bless it.
God bless it.
Well, James was not a scientist nor a comedian. He started out as a personal trainer before he got into competitive eating. This guy was basically born to eat. He grew up in a food-centric household, and unfortunately, we weren't able to get James Webb to come on today's episode, but I was able to find his step-cousin, Jason Webb. Jason, how are you doing?
Oi, mate.
No, hey, I didn't even see you sneak in.
Oi.
Jason, you want to tell us a little bit about your step-cousin's time in his childhood growing up?
Right.
Anytime.
Oh.
Go ahead.
You want me to read? You just read
Yeah,
it?
go ahead.
I've always been spoiled by my mama's cooking, and I've been spoiled by my mama and baba's culinary talent my entire life. I always knew I could eat more than the average Joe, as I would forever be finishing off everyone's plates. Family dinners.
I'm going to go ahead and say I also finished off my family's plates at family dinners. I feel like I have very similar upbringing.
So how many plates?
How many plates of what?
Like, how many plates would you eat after dinner?
No. Like if my brother had something left over, I'd eat like. So that was the thing is if my dad finished, family trauma. If my dad finished dinner first, he would start picking off of other people's
He would
plates.
just start beating people up.
And then that became like family tradition is like, if you finish your plate first, you would start eating off of other people's
If you
plates.
eat your plates, Dad won't kick your ass.
Was that awkward for guests that came over?
And
And everybody just started picking off their plates?
guests for real, they came over. I'm sure that's probably why. They're like, oh, this is weird.
It's my food.
Wait a second.
Well, so James started doing competitive eating just for fun until one day he and his wife visited the Khartoum Hotel in Casnock, New South Wales. It was there he first realized his talent for chowing down.
None of this is real. Casnock.
Yeah, on this day, I ordered the 5 keg burger challenge, which included a 5 keg hamburger with fries, wedges, and onion rings. I leisurely ate my way through it and finished it in 27 minutes, 37 seconds. The locals couldn't believe it. The challenge had been deemed impossible. 56 contenders had tried prior. I remained the only winner. I made news Australia-wide and overseas. It was pretty funny. I thought it was just a slow news day.
Well, that's fantastic, Jason.
Yeah.
I really want to thank you for coming on today's episode.
Yeah, no problem.
Wait, did Jason eat all that, or did James eat all that?
Nah, it was James.
Oh, then why did you say I thought it was a... Why are you saying I a bunch of times?
Probably because it's just a part of the episode. Maybe let's not dwell on it.
Ah, okay. You said Jason, James.
God damn it.
Yo, this chick is dumb, dude.
It's a bit.
Oh, is that what that is?
It was a bit.
Oh.
He was reading it as James.
I thought you were reading it.
I really think we should fire her. We should get James Webb's. We should just get a new one. This one's
Throw
broken.
this one out.
This one isn't playing along at all. We need like, Jesus.
But anyways, impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite good.
Hey, thanks, Jason.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, shit. So, moving along.
Jesus.
So, after growing up in a food-centric household, he's now made a career traveling the world doing food challenges and dominating the competitive eating circuit.
Who did?
James Webb.
Jason.
Oh, okay.
Jason
The
did.
guy the episode is about.
Yeah. When does he become a telescope?
That's in section 3.
Okay. I can't wait for that part. I'm excited. I want to know how he did it.
He can do anything. It's just the kind of guy that Mr. Webb is.
Yeah, he's pretty good. We really should just get him on the podcast and
We should. I hope to one day.
I've
Yeah.
actually emailed him twice. So.
I'm serious about firing Melinda.
James, if by any chance you're listening to this, we are hiring.
We are hiring. The money is none.
I mean, if we get James Webb on here, we might.
If you could help us get some money, we'll give you most
so
of
you'll
it.
pay
Please,
James
James.
Webb, but you won't pay me.
Well, you're not generating any money.
Yeah.
You can't even follow along with the
I
bit.
know, but I'm trying. He's just gonna bring you to victory, but you don't have the journey.
We're down for a shortcut. Shit is hard.
We'll survive. So some of his accolades. He was the first Australian to participate in the Coney Island Wiener Gobble.
Yeah.
Which
Wiener
you guys,
gobble.
you'll remember we talked about that when we briefly touched on the wild world of competitive eating.
Yeah, we did touch on them.
On the Wiener Gobble, yes.
Yeah. We touched on the wieners.
So there he ate 41.5 wieners in 10 minutes at the Pleasanton, California qualifier, which I didn't know there's a qualifier, but I guess
Makes
didn't just show up.
sense. I was just going to
Yeah.
show up and be like, I can eat some
I can
wings.
eat some wieners.
They have qualifiers for people like you.
What?
They keep
To keep the riffraff out, which is what you are at this point.
Like people
You're
like
riffraff.
you. Well,
Yeah, riffraff.
newbies.
yes.
The-
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
The wheat.
Yeah.
We have to separate you from the chaff.
For the chaff. So he's ranked number 5 by Emily. Remember,
no.
that's the Major League Eating.
Emily.
That's 5 out of 50 total. Some of his records. So this is all according to the Emily website. The Salvation Army National Donut Day, June 1st or June 3rd, 2023.
These are just his records.
These
Like
are
the
his
top records or
world records.
world
yes.
records.
Oh, world records. That's
Official.
neat. Okay.
That was 59.5 3-ounce glazed donuts in 8 minutes, which we also covered in
Gross.
that previous episode. The Southside Market and Barbecue Texas sausages.
I actually watched this one.
You did.
It was incredible.
Yeah, some of these, yeah, I've been
Yeah.
watching.
He started off as a skinny guy and he was a fat guy by the end of it. He ate like 38 sausages or something. It was a lot.
It's
It was a
Well,
lot.
that's
I
what
don't
it was.
remember what the number is.
51 2.5 ounce
Yeah.
sausages.
Yeah,
in
that's
10
what it was.
minutes.
And then I think like the next closest guy was like 38 or something. It was like a big margin.
He ran away with it.
So I noticed that all these records are like 2003 and 2024. I wonder,
Yeah, that was
that's like
not long ago. It was earlier this month.
exactly like he's started. I wonder what he did that all of a sudden now he's like within like a year, like taking all these records. That's interesting to me.
Well, that was kind of the point I was making. He was just, the dude was born to eat. Like from the second he tried doing it, he was just good at it. So now that he's doing it professionally, he's dominating. And within, just basically 2 years, he's already got a ton of world records. And most of these were broken this year in the last month, really. But I want to go back to what you said earlier. He started out as a skinny guy and then
Yeah.
turned into a fat guy.
Yeah.
That's something I've been noticing when you watch these is they literally have
Yeah, they
like
they
When-
puff
they
out.
became
Yeah.
pregnant.
Yeah. So the day that I sat and ate all those hot wings, like my stomach went from like I looked pregnant for a good hour afterwards. My stomach was so bloated, and that was just like from the ones that I had consumed.
Yeah, it was only like 20 or
I don't
10 or
know.
whatever.
God, what the hell?
But
Yeah, just throw me under the bus today.
no, I do this every time. It's
Mm.
part of the
The glitter, the glam,
it's part of the thing.
the
It's-
magic.
So we also hold the record at Jack's Donut Holes. That was also this last May. 350 donut holes in 8 minutes.
Wow.
Which that dough, that's some density.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm very curious about this, and like also, I'm curious on how he felt after that many donut holes. I bet-
Kind of want to eat some chicken wings. Making me hungry.
Ford.
donut holes.
There's chicken wings down the list a little bit more. I'm
So-
reading ahead.
When I was growing up, I worked at a college, what is that, lunchroom? I was a lunch lady, and every morning I'd go down and get the donuts, and I'd like, have these giant cart of donuts. As soon as I got into the elevator, bring them upstairs, I'd like go to town and start eating a shit ton of donuts. I did not feel good after that, so
That's
I
sad.
wonder, huh?
Were you crying?
No.
Oh.
I was like, why would I be crying?
I don't know, because you like to sit in dark places and cry.
In elevators and eat a bunch of donuts.
Closets and stuff.
Yeah.
What
But-
was the most you ever ate in one sitting doing that?
What, donuts?
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't tell
Donuts.
you. I just feel like sitting there in like a 3-second elevator
Like
ride.
a dozen, maybe 2 dozen?
Go on. No, I couldn't tell you how many I ate.
Was it anywhere close to 59?
No. It was more like 4 or 5. I'm telling you that the elevator ride is like, it was like, bing. Like it was.
One floor.
Speed challenge, though.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this fits well into what you're
Yeah.
trying to do here.
I've eaten a large quantity of things my whole life.
J-Rock, I admire your optimism.
I see a lot of myself in James Webb.
How so?
I don't know. I just eat a lot. I've always ate a lot.
You just crush a lot?
Yeah. Crush.
You just crush it. We're on
Pistachios.
pistachios.
They did not list a location. I didn't see what exactly this was, but back in February, 338 pistachios in 8 minutes.
Are these
Which
in the shell? Or did he have to shell them, or
it
is it
didn't.
just like a handful of?
That would be an entirely new competition, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, if he had to pop them out of the shell.
You know, I didn't get it. Just listed pistachios. It didn't say
Mm.
if you had to. I'm gonna have to circle back on that one.
Yeah, we might have to get the deets on that and come back to it, because I mean that's a huge difference.
I mean, I don't think I could crack 338 in
Yeah.
8 minutes.
It takes me like 10 minutes to get one of those things out.
Yeah.
And then you get like half, like, I don't know. Just very, yep. They had to be just
Good
raw
one.
dog and pistachios.
That's probably so 338 sounds. I mean, I know that's a lot.
He's not chewing
but-
those.
It's tiny, right? And yeah, you could almost like swallow them whole.
I bet it's like a bag, like one of those 1 pound bags, but in one, like
In 8 minutes.
those
yeah, that's a
usually,
lot.
that'll last me like a couple weeks. That's like a whole bag in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
That's a big deal,
it's a lot.
especially if they're in the shell. Like that's,
Oh, absolutely. No,
That's
we
a big
need
deal.
to circle
Yeah.
back on that, because if that's not how they do it, that's how they should start doing it.
yeah, make it hard.
It's too easy.
Put them at the bottom of a pool or something. Put piranhas in it. You know what I mean? Make it real hard.
You know, for the longest time, I believed that underwater basket weaving was like a competition
You
style
thought that was real?
basket weaving. Like you would,
Is there competition style basket weaving?
no,
Oh,
I thought that's what it meant though. Like you would be submerged and you would have to hold your breath for long enough while you weaved a basket. It's just because you put the reeds or whatever in the water and it makes them pliable so you can.
Are you being
so you can-
serious?
I'm being totally serious.
I thought the
it was
underwater
a-
basket weaving was like a joke.
No, it's a real thing. You put it in the water so that it can bend.
that's how you weave the baskets, bro.
Right.
But I thought it was like you get in the water and have to hold your breath and
Yeah,
And
like
people are-
underwater.
That's the
and-
thrill.
weave it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it
Go,
sounded
go,
like
go.
an intense sport. It was like, oh shit,
I don't think I could do that.
it's not at all what it is. So just so
Someone's just like drowning you while you're making baskets.
My grandmother died making that basket.
She was drowned.
they have a memorial to all the people they lost, like the squirrel suit guys. And they roll the credits at the end of the video, and there's like 20 that died.
Oh god, just like a bunch of like belly up like floaters, just like the pictures, the half-made basket to the side.
For those, we lost.
Someone's got to finish that basket. Ain't gonna weave itself. Chicken wings.
On to the chicken wings.
So the wild thing is, we thought about this podcast right around this time. I thought of this. This is my creation, my heavy lifting, my cross to bear.
this was March.
What are you
Right.
talking about?
This was last March.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Match
When did we start the podcast?
Match 30th.
That was like July.
That was weeks ago.
But no, but he was already up there before he broke the world record. So we started this podcast. I thought it was hot shit, and then all of a sudden I started looking into it, and James Webb's name started popping up.
Yeah.
It was way before March 9th, right?
Well, he did.
Yeah, it was like
When we did the last one, I had another count on there that was different than this. So he reset the record
God damn it.
this following March. And so according to Emily, it was 224 chicken wings in 10 minutes. But then I found a YouTube video where it was a local news broadcast saying he had 276 wings in 12 minutes. So not entirely sure which one was accurate. Some conflicting information there. And then I had mentioned this one before, but Fudge, again, didn't list the location. March 30th, 2024, 13.
Where was the
and a half-
fudge from, J-Rock? Where did that fudge come from?
I don't know.
Okay.
It didn't say.
Sphincter.
I cannot say.
It was,
Just kidding. Just
he
kidding.
did
If
that.
he listens to this,
He
I'm
did
sorry.
that on March 30th.
March 30th.
He did do it
Didn't
on March
match.
30th. Again, I don't proofread these.
J-Rock
So-
drinks while he writes these. Please. You guys can't see the typos, but it's pretty
Jared
bad.
drinks all the time.
I think I was sober for like half of this.
Yeah, good job. Good
So,
job, man.
just
I'm
in-
proud of you.
Just in case you're curious.
You're doing
that's,
a great job, by the way.
Thank you. See,
Yeah.
Oh, you gave me a look. Okay, so the viewers at home, Jared lifted his arms and then gave me a
The
side eye
viewers
look.
at home.
Listeners. But here's an issue is that I've been thrown under the bus this whole time. And the one time that we give you kudos, I give you kudos all the time.
Kudos.
Kudos.
okay.
Anthony Kudos.
Mm-mm.
Just in case you were curious, that was 9 kilos worth of chocolate.
9 kilos.
That's a lot of caffeine.
It's a
too.
lot of kilos.
That does not feel good. And I
It's
noticed
set in
that
America.
you did not put anything about the slopper challenge on here.
I didn't want to repeat. So this is just
Yeah.
This is just his
world records.
top-notch world.
Yeah.
World shit.
Somebody I know that went down to Pueblo, ate a slopper, and they said it was huge. They said it was very big. So
Huge.
the fact that he ate so many of those is wild to me.
And it's a bird smothered in green chili, right?
A burger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what
I think
I
that's
thought
what
it
it
was
is.
a burrito for some dumb reason?
It's definitely not 9 kilos. That's for sure.
That's right, Jason.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to his time in space.
Oh, good.
He was
All
launched on
right.
December 25th, 2021 from Kourou, French Guiana.
Hmm.
He arrived at his destination in orbit on January 22nd, 2021.
Hell yeah. James Webb Telescope.
Actually, that should
motherfuckers.
be 2022.
Oh.
And his destination was a solar orbit of the Sun-Earth Lagrange point, 1.5 million kilometers from Earth.
Kilometers.
And so he got a world record for going out there too then?
I would imagine so, yeah.
Yeah, he's got the
It's
world
incredible.
record for telescopes.
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
So he's just like going through and sweeping the world both internally and externally.
And in space, yeah.
yeah.
On land
Unstoppable.
and in space. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Has anybody done like a blood test on him to see if he's like a robot?
or juicing.
He's a
Jason?
robot.
Juicing.
Juicing.
Jason's his cousin.
Do you need me to turn your headphones up?
Why don't you go ahead and turn her headphones?
Oh, you gotta turn them up. I'm just gonna crank these.
Now it's too loud. It hurts my ears.
Can you hear now?
Yeah, I can hear.
Can you hear shit? We're just gonna leave those up.
Hey, what about Jason?
Juice it. Steroids.
He's
Let's see
Jason.
if he's doing steroids.
Don't turn it up more. It's gonna hurt my. Nah, I have to-
Juicing. Juicing the roids. All right, we have to move on. This joke is dumb.
It's
Okay.
okay. So his first pictures were released to public on July 11th, 2022.
James Webb Telescope.
He uses primarily near infrared astronomy, but he can see in orange and red visible light.
Dude, he's so impressive.
Is
Isn't
that
He can see in 2 different colors of light.
was he the one that discovered the black hole?
Hmm.
What telescope saw the black hole?
The picture that
Yeah.
they took.
Is this like a knock-knock joke?
No, remember the internet went all wild with that
Oh,
picture of the black hole. That was
wasn't that Hubble?
That wasn't Jason.
that was prior to.
That was Hubble.
It wasn't
James.
Jason Webb. Okay, good.
It certainly wasn't Jason Webb.
Oh,
'Cause he's sitting here
He's
with
just right
us
there.
right
Yeah,
now.
I've never been to space.
I've heard that Jason's really mean. He says mean things.
He's pretty nice. So he can detect objects 100 times fainter than Hubble can. Speaking of Hubble.
Yeah.
And then just some quick specs. Total mass is 14,300 pounds. His dimensions are 69 by 46 feet.
Which is super impressive.
Yeah.
It's just
huge.
he's so big.
Huge. Power is 2 kilowatts. I think that's probably has something to do with why he can eat.
That is a lot of power
That's
for
much.
one man, to produce
That you got to think he's got to get all that energy
or
through
consume.
eating.
Yeah.
He looks like a pit bull. Like I could imagine it being 1,400 pounds.
We don't
Like,
do pit bull racism on this podcast.
have you seen his jaw? He looks like dude has big jaws. I'm not. What? How's that racist?
It's racist towards pit bulls.
Okay.
Well, pit bulls have large nose.
We got big old schnoz.
Calm down, Karen.
And then lastly, his primary mirror is made up of 18 hexagonal segments made of gold-plated beryllium.
How did he get a gold-plated beryllium hexagonal mirror? He's so cool. How did he even do that?
Yeah, I mean,
It's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
How many hexagonal segments do you think my mirror has?
Probably none.
Oh,
You probably don't even have a mirror.
I should probably go back to the ENT and ask.
Find out
my
why
mirror.
you're not a telescope like James Webb is. I mean, we're starting so far back.
I don't think we need to look in the rule books because I don't think that the judges know that he's a telescope and they're just letting him go do this.
They have to know he looks exactly like a
Yeah.
telescope.
And I don't think there's anything in the rule books that say a telescope can't.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah, if Airbud can play basketball, there's obviously nothing in the rule book that says a telescope can't eat wings.
Or chocolate or sloppers. It seems very suspicious that now we have all this like space advancement and then the next year it's like he's sweeping records worldwide. Somebody has to look into this.
You think being a telescope is giving him an advantage?
I do think. I mean,
Do you think the space travel burns up all the calories or something?
I'm sure that's probably how he stays in such great shape.
Yeah.
and something to do with like cylindrical, like it has to be just like going through him.
Just like a chute.
Yeah.
Just straight down.
I think we should make sure that next time, like, he's a telescope, we have to stand up in the middle of the crowd.
Crikey.
You gotta call him out in the middle of
Yeah,
a competition.
I am.
That man is a
He's
telescope.
a telescope.
He's a cracking telescope. This freaking guy.
I could see right through him.
All right, I get it. That's pretty good.
That's good.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
You
Good facts.
Well done.
mildly redeemed.
Mildly. I'm telling you, I'm funny outside the podcast. Just as soon as I get in front of a microphone.
I've never seen any proof of that. I don't have any recollection of that.
Yep.
Do you, J-Rock?
I think she's dropped some pretty funny nuggets here and there.
But this guy, like, as soon as I started looking into the competitive world of eating, as soon as we mentioned him, I was like, uh-oh, this is an issue.
I gotta fight a telescope.
There are, as I said before, he's number 5. There's 4 people that are better at eating than him.
There's that one girl that ate the burrito. I wonder where she is.
We're gonna get to her.
Oh, yes. Yeah. She's very cool. Watching a couple of the episodes.
I
of
like
it.
her. She's very nice. She seems smart.
And there's the chili pepper guy.
Anthony Kiedis.
No, the bearded guy.
Flea.
No.
Will Ferrell.
You know, when I made an Anthony Kiedis book reference, you gave me a glare. You're like, no.
Yeah, that's because yours was bad. And you said the chili pepper guy. So,
No. So, okay.
My mind went to Anthony Kiedis.
Anthony Kiedis.
Kiedis? Is that how you say it? No.
Doesn't matter.
I'm saying it
Nobody
wrong
cares
every
that guy.
time. But
Thanks.
James Webb, I've emailed you twice. Where are you?
Probably not listening to this.
He's
podcast.
probably, he's not talking to anyone.
He's probably in outer space right now.
He's busy.
Yeah.
That's important work.
He's taking pictures of the universe for, posters or what. I don't know what they do with those things.
Posters, I think.
Probably posters.
Yeah.
Like the motivational ones.
Blacklight posters.
Or like backgrounds on PowerPoint templates.
Backgrounds of Neil deGrasse Tyson posters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
It makes the most sense.
It's important stuff. Like
I
I
wonder
said,
if we can get Neil deGrasse Tyson on here
Oh yeah.
to tell us about the James Webb Telescope
that's a good idea.
Parsons Project or whatever it's called.
Alan Parsons.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Could he like sits down and like tell us about James Webb and wing eating, and he's like, wait, what?
He'd get the joke. I think he's funny. He's probably a funny guy.
I think he's better than me.
Definitely.
We're gonna get him to replace her.
Neil? Oh, that would be so cool. Yeah.
We get a real scientist.
A real scientist. And then when he says it, we don't have to like apologize and print all these retractions and shit.
We could get rid of our intro that talks about us being idiots.
Yeah, we could
be
stop
like,
saying
we have an actual
one of us
scientist
would
now.
be a
So
scientist. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
only
have to listen
one
to
of
what we
us.
say.
Only one of us are scientists.
yeah, but by proxy, Dan and I would instantly be like,
yeah, then we wouldn't have to
Scientists.
apologize. Yeah.
I feel like
It would just be implied that we were talking about Neil the whole time.
yeah,
you're like, yeah, I'm a scientist because I'm kind of one of those things.
Still as much a scientist as you.
What the? I walk in. You guys berate me on not being a
Why are you
telescope.
acting like this is
You
new?
guys
This is
berate
the-
me on
This
the
has been
fact
happening
that
for
a decade.
a
I think at this
decade.
point,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been berating you for a decade. Why are you bitching about it now?
Why can't we be more of a telescope?
I can't change now.
You're not a power saw.
J-Rock, do you have anything else?
that was it. That's James Webb.
We're going to wrap this thing up.
That's our
Melinda,
first.
do you have anything nice to say about anyone?
Do you have anything nice?
I do not.
I feel like here's
I
the
like
deal.
Neil deGrasse Tyson and James Webb Telescope.
I feel like if I win this competition that's coming up, you guys each have to say something nice about me.
I refuse.
I would rather die.
I would.
I'll do it if you win
Yeah.
the best in the West
Yeah,
wing competition.
you have to say something.
That
nice.
Say
one, the
one nice
wing-
thing about you.
One nice thing.
I'll say one not mean thing about you.
That's okay.
Neutral.
I'll just say a neutral
Chaotic
thing
neutral.
about you.
Okay. You got teeth.
I have all that time to think of something neutral to say.
Make sure you write it down when you come up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to put that in the notes.
You got hair. Good for you.
Yep.
Yep.
You got some of that. You're doing fine. All right. We're going to wrap this up.
All right.
We're doing fine too.
Thanks, Jared.
Doing great. Season 2 coming.
Good job, Jared.
Wow.
Linda's here too. All right.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everyone.
See y'all.